Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to Live with Jacqueline Valdez. I am super excited to be here today. So today's guest, we are going to be talking about some talk show host tips. We are going to talk about her single, being a rapper, her music career, her journey, and so much more. Her new show, also Kera Dangerous Talk. So I'm super excited. Welcome to her to the show, Kera Francis.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello. Doing well. I'm so glad we are getting to connect today.
I am as well. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, of course. So what have you been up to lately?
Oh, busy schedule. I've been putting my all into my show, Kera Dangerous Talk on Never Level TV, and just being blessed with being able to book a lot of amazing guests.
That's so exciting. Yeah, congratulations. Have you always known that you wanted to be a talk show host and that this was something that you were going to have in your career?
You know what? Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be in the entertainment business somehow, some way, whether it was through music or can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's freezing on my end, but if you can still hear and see me, then I'm good. Okay. So I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment business somehow, some way. I was into music. Of course, I started rapping at the age of 9 or younger. I say 9, but it could have been younger.
Wow.
But my mom tells me I used to put my stuffed animals around in the room and talk to them and pretend I was on TV and do different things. So I wasn't focused on being a talk show host, but it was one of those things that were always in the back of my mind. Hey, I could probably do that. And so, it's just awesome to see me being able to do it today. But I did have people come up to me and tell me I look like I should be on TV, though. I can tell you that.
Wow, that's very cool. I love the story that you said. It reminds me of when I was a child. I used to do the same thing. So in my parents' basement, we had a room and I would put some of my stuffed toys too. And I would pretend I had imaginary students that I was teaching dance choreography to and I was dancing for and performing too.
You know what? Thank God our parents, knew we were just being creative and not crazy, right?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I love it. Supportive family is so important.
Yes, it is.
And I love that they really helped push you too to be in the creative arts and to explore the creative side and the entertainment side. I feel like some parents lose sight of how important that the creative arts are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is so true. I just always made sure I was busy doing something. I played basketball. I took piano lessons for 10 years. I was in the marching band once I got to high school. So, and my mom would always play music around the house. If my dad had to take me to school, he would play, old school music in the truck. And so I just always was hearing good music, classical music, R&B, new age. It wasn't just hip hop and R&B. It was different genres. So that allowed me to hear a lot of different things and have, it makes you have a broader taste and, just get more experience for what's out there.
Yes, that's so true. It's so important to have diversity for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So you rap. So how did that, it just kind of came naturally and it's just something that you decided to kind of go with and just keep developing?
Well, you know what? I'm the youngest sibling, and I would hear my big brother listening to hip hop and rapping in his room. And so one day I knocked on the door, and I was so curious to what was going on. Yeah. So, of course, I would watch rappers on TV like LL Cool J and Queen Latifah, and I thought they were really cool. And then Nas. But at that point of really hearing my brother do it, and I was like, I got to come up with a name for myself. Yeah. And so, I think. I don't know if it was Michael Jackson that gave me the inspiration for the name Kera Dangerous or if it was comic books, because it kind of sounds like a superhero name, right? So all I knew is that it was two sides of me. Like when I played basketball, everybody looked at me as so sweet and innocent. But then when I was out on the court playing defense, I was real tough in the center, knocking balls down and just real energetic. So I said, that's pretty dangerous.
I love it.
Yeah, it just stuck with me,
I love it. Yeah. So tell me about your latest single, just everything about it, how you started to create it and what it's about and your vision for, your music career.
Yeah. So I have out my second album right now is Kera Dangerous 2. And the last song I released a video for it was Nothing. So it was like, you ain't talking about nothing. It just letting people know that a lot of times people be running their mouth, but they're not talking about nothing. It's a lot of nonsense. And I think a lot of times when we use our voice, we need to actually have something to say. I think the beautiful thing about social media is it allows so many people to have a platform and to speak, but really everyone doesn't need to speak, especially if they don't really have anything of value to say and add to the conversation. So that's pretty much what that song was about.
I love it. And it's so true right now, because I feel like you could go either one way or the other. You can contribute and use your platform and use your voice to make a difference and to inspire others and to uplift others, or you can just say nothing and just babble.
Exactly. And I think for me being I don't mind calling myself a female rapper. Some people just want to say I'm a rapper, but I think there's beauty in being a woman and being able to do certain things. So being a female rapper on my project, I think that you get a little bit of everything. I mean, a lot of the songs for me, I feel are poetic, and it's just not always about being sexual. But the songs that I do write that are a little bit more risque, I write them in a way where they're more sensual than just talking about sex in a dirty, filthy way. So I hope people can hear that and appreciate that when they listen to songs like Whatever and Would It Be Life and State of Emergency on my album.
Wow. Okay. How long does it take you to write stuff?
Oh God. You know what? I heard some people say they write just like this, but for me, it really just depends. I guess I'm a long writer, long format writer. It takes me a little while to write. It depends. If I have a really good piece of music and I'm just jamming to it, then I can just write it out quickly as well. But I'm really a person who likes to sit with material. I really like to think about what the music is telling me. So it just depends. It varies.
Yeah, that makes sense. Your music video, what inspirations came to you to create it, as far as like the visuals and everything and the storyline?
So for my video, Nothing, I was living in New York at the time in Upper Manhattan. And when I first moved to Manhattan, I actually met the Heat Makers, which is the big producer who basically put out the sound that we hear when we heard Dipset. So, you know, Dipset is composed of Jules Santana and Cameron. So the crazy thing is I met him and he invited me to his studio. Wow. And I was able to just see all the platinum plaques on the wall, the gold plaques, and just be in an area where these people that I really liked growing up were at. I mean, when I left the studio, Jim Jones just came by, you know, and I was able to meet, rest in peace, Fred the Godson that day and get a picture with him before he passed away. You know, he eventually ended up getting COVID and passing away. But so just story short, I ended up meeting the Heat Makers, and you know, I said, I would love to shoot a video in here one day. And he was like, just let me know. Now I'm thinking he's just playing around, you know, because we're not like best buddies. You know, this is just something he did to be nice. But when I got a chance to shoot the video, I called him up and I'm like, were you for real? Because look, I'm ready to shoot this video. And by the grace of God, he allowed me to come and shoot the video in his studios in Manhattan. So, I mean, you talking about just a dream come true. So I shot that video, part of that video there, and I shot another part on a roof somewhere in Harlem. So
wow, that is amazing. Isn't that cool how things kind of just work out with the universe? And when you're at the right place at the right time where you're meant to be, things start happening and start manifesting.
Girl, I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, you know, you just got to see it for it to happen in your own mind. You got to believe that it can happen, and it can.
Yeah, I love that so much. Yeah, and going back to your the social media and how so many platforms have been opening up and your talk show. Yeah. So I know so many people are excited. And, you know, when I said that you were going to be giving some talk show tips, they were super inspired, and especially being a woman and being a woman of color. It's a very huge accomplishment.
Well, thank you so much. That's so kind for you to say that.
Yes, of course. Of course. So how did the talk show how was it born?
Well, you know what? It's crazy because I was working for CNN in New York. I'm also known. I've been working in TV production for over 15 years. Okay. So I had moved to New York to have that opportunity, but unfortunately, because of COVID, they did some layoffs, and I was one of the layoffs. So in this time when I'm just at home, I started to read my Bible more and really deepen my personal relationship with God. And so it was through my understanding that he wanted me to start, speaking more to the people. And I'm already a person who loves history and everything. So I said, let me combine both. I wanted to make sure that my brown people, my Black people especially, understand the power that we hold and that Black history happens every single day. And I also want the people to know that God is still alive. He is with us here, despite what the world is trying to tell you. He is still in control. Okay. So the ideal of the show was born out of that. And also somebody interviewed me just like you. And I said to myself, hey, I just want to do that. That was so much fun. So I took all that. I started putting together the show in my apartment, and I just started interviewing people. And the more and more I kept doing it, the better things happen.
Yeah.
The better things start coming my way.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. And I've been told that too by some people, past guests, that they were interviewed and it was so much fun and they were inspired to create their own show too. So It's kind of like this huge domino effect of people being able to socially, communicate and have fun and have conversations and talk about stuff that is taboo and stuff that needs to be talked about, stuff that needs to be changed.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, being a Black woman, I don't take that for granted. What I tell other people when I'm being outspoken, and sometimes people want to debate me on my social media platforms. I honestly, when I'm giving advice, you got to understand that it's given to me through either an elder or it's given to me through God, what I feel is him speaking through me, and then I give it out. And a lot of times when I'm giving advice, it's actually stuff that I need to do as well. So I want people to know I'm never judging you, because I have a lot of things that I have to work on, but we're all a work in progress,
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like everyone's always learning and always a work of progress, and it's good to stay humble and kind. Yeah. And then, like you said, amazing people start coming around, amazing things start happening.
Yes.
And I saw, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And I saw on your, one of your posts that you have kind of gone viral with one of your YouTube videos and stuff like that. And some of your interviews have been, noticed, and you've been having some amazing guests.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I had people like Judge Joe Brown. He has a cult following, right? I mean, Judge Joe Brown, he's very outspoken. He just says what's on his mind. But, he's one of those elders that, I wish we had more like him, because even if you don't agree with some of the things he says, he's trying to make a difference. He's trying to really just make sure the youth are going to do better than what we did. And for me, that's what it's all about. Every guest that I pick for my show, I'm really genuine about the message that they will bring to my audience, because I want everybody to learn and really take something away from the interview.
I love that. I think we have a lot in common. We're like host interview sisters here.
Yes, I love that.
And I have the same feeling and the same respect of wanting to inspire others. I've had people that were trying to get me to change my talk show, and instead of announcing that I'm Hispanic and being proud of being Hispanic, saying that, I'm a white female, and talk about the gossip in Hollywood or talk about the gossip in people's lives. And I thought, I can't, why, no.
Well, you know what? There is a Hispanic boom, so don't worry. I see more and more people represented on TV. So who knows? You never know what's going to happen, Jacqueline. And you just never know. But I have to tell you, because I do a little bit of it all. Sometimes I talk about celebrity gossip. I'm definitely trying to motivate my brown people and whatnot. But at the same time, the audience nowadays, they like a lot of filth. And I'm just going to be honest with you, because I post some good videos that I feel don't get enough attention. And it's not because it's not quality material. It's because a lot of people aren't really feeding their brains with intelligent content. But I find that if I take a part of the interview that was a little bit more controversial, then they'll eat that up. You know what I mean? Like if I talk about something sexual, I just had two actors talking about Trick Daddy wanting to be ate out, but that got a lot of views. But it's because people want to hear, people claim they want to see good content that's that children can watch, but at the end of the day, are you really consuming that content? Because there's a lot of creators out here who are putting out quality content and it's being ignored.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, what tip would you give someone who is wanting their videos to get seen more, or getting their videos to go viral, or letting people know that they do have content out there?
You know what? I talk to content creators who have a bigger following than me. Like, they've been doing it for such a long time on YouTube and whatnot. And what I think I all find in common is they're constantly learning. Like, it's a constant learning game. And that's not just to say I don't have an answer, but that is the real answer. Like, it's so many books now that you can buy about analytics, about, you know, just things that you really got to understand about the marketing of social media, because it's just not about posting, but it is about posting. It's about an understanding of how all the systems work. And I think just building your community and understanding that, you know, sometimes we all have to start down here, but don't look at that as just, don't be defeated by that, because this is the most important part. You building your foundation. And without a strong foundation, it's weak. So I think you just look at it as a day-by-day thing. And unfortunately, even though I'm just like you and we want to stay positive, sometimes you got to learn to kind of mix it all together, because unfortunately, people just love the filth.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, even with me and like my other job that I do, I have a pole dance studio. And I'm trying to change the stigma to pole dancing, but people just want to see the sexy, the high heels, and the shaking the booty. So, you know, I do a little of it all.
Exactly. And you're a beautiful girl. So, you know, you're going to have people. Let me tell you something. You can make it easily. It's going to be people that come your way that's going to say, it's going to be like a little snake in the Garden of Eden. Jacqueline, just eat the apple. You know, if you just take off your top, you know, it could be anything, you know, but you got to be strong enough, like you told me in the beginning, to keep your integrity. And see, that's what it's all about. You know, you have to know your price and how willing and how far you're willing to go. Okay. So you go ahead and mark your price immediately and you stick to it. Okay. Because you've seen some girls who say they had a price, and then that price just came down because they were so ready to catch fame. But fame is not the most important thing, because you can't take that with you.
That's so true. That's so true. Amen. And I feel like it's crazy because right now there are so many shows that are starting. There is so much social media. There are so many influencers out there that everyone wants to get famous. Everyone wants to get viral. Everyone wants to, you know, oh, well, they did it and they're famous, so I'm going to do it now. So I feel there's a lot of that going on too.
Well, I think the most important thing is, I'm thinking right now, is that you should be able to go to sleep at night and say, I'm proud of the work that I'm doing. You know, every time I'm up working and doing my own projects and building my brand, I call people and I'm like, I'm so in love with what I'm doing. I never felt this feeling before. And if you can feel that way, if you can honestly feel that way, then you won't be concentrated on the fame. I'm not even focused. Now, I want people to watch, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sitting there panning for fame. You know, I'm panning more that people appreciate the quality of the work and the love that I'm putting into it. And when you know what you're in it for, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's so true. How do you even get started as far as like setting up interviews with people? And if there's people that are bigger names, how do you find ways to approach them without freaking them out?
Well, look, now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna tell you all my secrets, Jackie. I ain't gonna lie. But one tip I will give you is always just learn how to, you know how you just know how to be yourself. But learn how to talk to each person. Each person is different. And once you find the flow of how to talk to people, you got it.
Yeah, that's true. I love it. Find the flow.
It may not seem like much, but once you get it, you'll say, well, Kera Dangerous was right. I know what she's talking about now.
There you go. And you guys heard it here.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. And that's so true because there's so many ways that people, communicate differently. And especially in the entertainment industry, there is, different ways to approach people.
Yeah, I think one thing I can tell you is you have to find what you're good at. Like a lot of times the social media experts will say, find your niche. Well, not only do you need to find your niche online, you need to just find your niche as a person and how you communicate. I mean, just learn how you communicate in your own personal life and how it has worked out the best for you. It'll probably work out that same way in business. Just fine tune it a little bit.
That's so true. I love it. So giving life advice too here. You're dropping gems, girl.
I'm telling you, I'm a therapist. Look, I'm a therapist. I'm everything. I'm trying to tell you.
I love it so much. So what future things do you have coming up for you?
Well, I just started a new segment that I don't know when it's going to be released. It'll be released as soon as I finish the first edit of the episode. But I got Kera Dangerous Outside, where you'll be able to see me interview people face to face and do a bunch of different stuff where I'm not stuck in my apartment or my house. I'll be out there with the people. So I'm excited about that. And more music at some point. It probably won't be this year. I'm not sure. But when I do, it's going to be very big. Got some big people on there that I'm excited about. And I'm just excited about growing on Never Level TV. Let me say the streaming network that my TV show, Kera Dangerous Talk, is on. It's available on Roku and Fire TV. Nice. And Never Level is a California-based company, but it's the largest Black-owned streaming network. So I'm very proud to be a part of that team, and I'm happy that you guys are going to be able to continue to see us grow in the content we're going to be putting out there. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much.
Yes, I'm so excited to keep watching your journey and see how everything unfolds for you.
Thank you. And you as well. I really appreciate you inviting me on here today. That was such an honor. Thank you.
Yes, of course. So much fun. Was there anyone that you wanted to do a special shout out to?
Well, I always bring up my mom in every interview. So, hey, why should this be any different? Mom, I love you. I know you're probably out there watching. So thank you so much. She's my biggest supporter. And my cousin, Shell, who had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. I missed the shout out on my show, so I'll shout you out here as well.
Nice. Virgo, is she?
Yes, she is.
Okay. My birthday's this week too, so I'm a Virgo too.
Oh, happy birthday. What do you have planned?
I am actually going to take the weekend off. I am going to go out to dinner with friends on Thursday and Friday, and then I'm going to the beach Saturday and Sunday to Daytona. So I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Oh, that is so freaking awesome. I hope you have a great time. Daytona's a nice beach too. I like it. Yeah.
I'm excited. I always work, and I've just been like hustling so hard. And like you said, when you're doing something that you love and you're passionate about, you don't see it as work. But the time goes by and the hours go by, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, what have I done all day?
Absolutely. And I've seen you out there doing interviews too, even before you hit me up. So your work is being seen. And I have to say, even when you don't think you're being watched, you're being watched. So always make sure you're prepared.
I love that. More gems you're dropping.
Let me tell you, it's the truth.
Yeah, that's true. You're always being watched.
You are.
Yeah, that's so true. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
At the end of the day, when I rest my head, and I told some other people this, but they said I shouldn't say this, but I want to say she tried to do her best and do it for the people. But somebody said I should change it to she did it. So I hope by the time that that a death calls me that you guys can say she did it.
No,
she did it.
You are such a huge inspiration, and you're already inspiring so many people and making a difference.
Thank you so much. And I want to tell you that I don't take that lightly. I don't do everything right, and I'm sure I'll disappoint some people at some point, but I want you to know that my intentions are genuine. And I'm such a Black power person, but I want people to know, even though I am that, I care about all people. I honestly do, because I'm a God-fearing, I'm a God-believing person. So being that, I love every single person, and I just want us as people to do the best that we can do. So when people tell me things like that, I don't take it for granted. It really means a lot to me.
No, of course. I love it so much. It has been such a pleasure and such an honor and so much fun to have you here today.
Thank you so much, and continue to do what you're doing, okay?
Thank you, love. Thank you for inspiring so many people and illuminating the world.
Yes.
Thank you, love.
Thank you. Have a good one on your birthday.
You too. Take care. Have a good
Bye-bye.
week. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching Live with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Lots of love and light. Thank you guys. Take care.